Welcome to this live training. Hi, welcome to this live training where we are talking about how I actually enroll high ticket clients without needing them to go on sales calls, without having to have sales calls. And I will tell you that sales calls actually, when we are trying to have sales calls, it actually takes a lot of your time, it takes a lot of clients time, and then what happens is that it's kind of like waste of time when it doesn't even bring you clients, right? So I just think that I sales calls actually, I've stopped doing sales calls altogether. I've not done them. I think I've just done them like 3 to 4 times with a few people, and then I was like, I cannot do sales calls because I was actually really good at closing people in the DMs already. So how to actually have high ticket clients when you don't want to go on sales calls, right? And also I'll also be talking about if someone actually demands you to go on sales calls, right? Like, can we have a sales call, how to answer that, and how to make sure that whether or not you want to go on sales calls, and if you just don't want to do that, how to answer that, right? So that is what we are going to discuss today. So a few things that I want to discuss today are, I think I have like 1 2 3 4 5 6 points. 6 points to talk about today. So if you are going to have this a possibility for you, then you have to make sure that the main thing is that your content has to do the heavy lifting of building that kind of trust that your audience just exactly knows. They just know that you are the right person for them, so that they don't have any doubts, they don't need that sales call, right? So that is the main thing that you want to make sure that is happening. And first thing that I will be talking about is a few things that you want to have on your Instagram account to make sure that not many people are actually demanding sales calls from you, and they are instantly just ready. They are like, okay, I want to work with you. Okay, so how can you make that happen? First thing is to make sure that you are building and showing your demand. This is very important. So how can you do that? This is one of the things that also builds your authority. So there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes in your business that you're not even sharing, right? And if you could actually share all of those things, then that will actually show your demand. So I will share a few examples to show what I'm talking about, right? So let's say on a given day, you have one of your clients having a breakthrough by talking to you, right? Let's say you have one ideal client talking to you in the DMs and sharing with you one of the results that they got, or a kind of a transformation that they got from using one of your results, from using one of your content, right? And maybe on that day also you have a few comments which are actually appreciating your content, like genuine appreciation, right? There are at least 5 things happening behind the scenes in your business that you are not even thinking of sharing. When you actually share all of these things, when you're able to do that, that will build your demand. That is so good, right? Because it is showing your audience that, okay, there are people who are loving her content, there are people who are getting results from her content, there are people who are looking for answers from her, right? Like, there are other people actually look for social proof to understand that yes, this is the right person for me, right? So there are other people who see her as an authority, so she must be an authority, right? And you don't need a huge audience, a huge following to make this happen, but you want to show them the things that are actually happening behind the scenes in your business. Show them upfront on your content, through your content, so that your audience has a chance to see that yes, this person is a genuine person and other people love her stuff, and that immediately will shift their perspective about you, right? So are you sharing? This is one of the challenges that I would give you. there are a lot of things. Okay, first thing, there are a lot of things that are happening in your business, but if you right now think that there's nothing happening in my business behind the scenes, then I will tell you that you have normalized yourself to these things. You have normalized yourself to think that these are just small things and it doesn't matter, like this will not build demand, because you are following a lot of big influencers. And if you have like 5 things happening in your business right now, 5 people reaching out to you, or 5 things, just 5 things, any of the 5 things happening in your business behind the scenes, but because you look at the big influencers, you think that I should be actually having 100 things happening behind the scenes in order to show that demand. Like, I'm not that much in demand, and I promise you, you are in demand. You just don't know how to show it to your audience, right? So you have normalized that for yourself, that yes, it just happens every day. It's nothing new, right? What are you waiting for? Like, what would be new? Those 100 people aren't going to come in immediately, instantly. Like, that is not going to happen in a fortnight, right? It is going to happen in a longer period of time, right? But it starts from a few things happening. So let's say, and this is one of the things that I also teach inside TCA as well, like there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes, right? But let's say there's one person asking you a question inside the DMs and you're answering them. Maybe do a mini training on that, telling your audience on stories that this thing, like one of my ideal clients actually asked me this, and I know that if one person is asking this, I know that a lot of you might have this question as well, so I'm sharing this publicly, right? And when you share this, the back end of your other people who are watching this, they would be like, okay, if like she is such a genuine person, she is actually answering questions in the DMs, like other people are asking questions in the DMs, first thing. And second thing would be like, she is answering questions in the DMs, so if they have questions, they would reach out to you. You see how when you show demand, it actually increases your demand as well. Like, you'd have more demand by just sharing that, right? So this is just one example. This will start happening, this snowball effect will start happening when you start sharing your demand. Okay, so if you actually right now think that I don't have demand as well, just know that you have demand. You've just normalized it because it happens to you every day. So it's normal for you now, and you think that it's not too much of a good thing that needs to be shared. But for your audience, it's a huge thing. Are you sharing that? So here's what I want to challenge you, okay? Just for one day, look at all of the things that are happening behind the scenes in your business, okay? And then share all of it. Share all of the things that are happening behind the scenes. A comment, share it. A DM, share it. A client got a breakthrough, share it. All of it. I will tell you that just this one thing will drastically increase your demand. It will drastically improve your perception that your audience has in their minds. Okay, so this is very important. It will shift so much. Okay, so this is one thing. You want to build your demand as well, and then you want to show your demand, and this will actually build your authority. This is one of the things. This is just one thing. Authority, I've done so many trainings on authority, and I will tell you that demand is one of the authority things, like one of the components of authority. And this is one thing that I teach inside TCA and inside the authority training as well. So if you want all of it, all of the things, then I highly recommend that you join the Clients Accelerator program or the authority training, any one of these. But for now, I want to make sure that you have that demand, you're showing that demand, so that there's kind of like a social proof. There's also kind of like a demand happening on your profile, so that when high ticket clients come in, they know that they are in the right place, right? Second thing is, you want to make sure that you have powerful content that builds your authority. And this thing should happen in a way that you are showing, not telling. You're not telling that I'm an authority. You're not telling that I'm an expert at this, but you're showing through your content. Just going through your content should just make your audience feel, when someone just visits your profile, your content should do the heavy lifting, that they start seeing you as an authority. They know that they are at the right place. Because when you are like, I'm not going to do sales calls at all, then your content has to do the heavy lifting of building your authority so much that they don't even have any objections. They don't have any doubt on your skills, or that you will be able to bring them the results. There shouldn't be any doubt. That kind of authority you have to build through your content. When you can do that, you will see that not a lot of people are actually looking for sales calls with you. They wouldn't even look out for sales calls with you. Okay? So you want to make that through your content. The type of content that you should be creating is more of an authority content. So during a launch is a part when you are building so much momentum. You're building so much momentum that you want to build your authority, you want to position your offer as the non-negotiable choice for them, that this is the right thing for them, and you want to do a lot of things. You want to warm up your audience and do all of it, right? But during a launch, I actually share only 3 types of content. And you know that mostly I'm in the launch phase, right? So I only share 3 types of content, and I wouldn't share which 3 types of content these are. But these 3 types of content, out of these 3 types of content, there's only one educational content. And there are 2 other types that are actually authority type content. These 2 types of content actually builds authority. Only one is educational content. So if you're like, okay, I'm just going to go out and share a lot of how to type content, a lot of tips type content, like these are the 5 tips, these are the 3 tips, right? Then that is not going to build your authority. I want to say this upfront, because that does not work. I will tell you that I've made this mistake where I thought that this is how I'm going to build my authority, this is how I'm going to sell my audience on my offers, right? I've done this where I was like so much on how to content, and when I started with Instagram, I had a very loyal following that I had created, and all of these people were like, yes, I love your stuff, and they would actually hit my DMs. I would have minimum 5 DMs every single day where people were showing me results, actual results with screenshots, that they are getting these kind of results from following this one of my tip or another one of my tip from my posts. I had such a loyal following, and they were going through my content, and my comments were also so good. But then when I sold one of my offers, I didn't get any sale. I had 0 sales. And later I found out that it was the lack of authority. So I actually shifted my content altogether from just educational content, just how to type, just tips type content, to shift into more of the content that builds my authority. Right? And when I did that, and then I sold another program, I had 10 people sign up. That was my goal. I had 10 people sign up for my program. That is the power of authority. But that started with creating that authority content. So what I want to say, that I'm not saying that you discard educational content at all. What I am saying is that you don't discard, but you actually add authority content as well. So this is why I shared with you that during a launch, I'm sharing 3 types of content, and out of that, actually two-third of content is authority content, and the other 1/3 content is educational content. That is how much you want to build your authority. Because when you are not going to rely on sales calls, right? You want to build that much trust through your content. Your content has to do that kind of heavy lifting, that yes, this person is the right person for me. Like, yes, this person will help me bring those kind of results, right? So that is something that is so important, and that is why I will tell you this just right now, and shameless plug, okay? I am going to have a magnetic profile masterclass in March. So March masterclass is going to be magnetic profile. This is going to be about how to have people reach out to work with you within 24 hours of finding you. And this has been happening to me so many times. I have so many screenshots of people finding me like 9 hours back, following me 9 hours back, and then they are in my DMs, okay Vidhi, I want to join your clients accelerator, right? Or they've followed me like 12 hours back. Like this has happened to me so many times, and I know how to create that kind of magnetic profile. So if you want to learn actually how to build that kind of authority, because high ticket buyers, they just when they are ready, they are ready. When they see someone that yes, this person can help me, they take instant decision, right? So you want to have that magnetic profile right there. Your profile has to do that heavy lifting job, especially the content, so that they are sold on your offer instantly. So how can you actually make that happen? That is the whole masterclass that is going to be about. And that is why, that is one of the things that I'm going to share in March. That is a March masterclass. So if you actually want to learn all of it all together, also the content that you should be sharing, I'm going to focus a lot on the content. Like one post is worth like 3 to 4 inquiries. That is the kind of content I'm going to share. So it is going to be sold starting at $77, but you'll get a special price if you actually reach out to me in the Instagram DMs right now and send me magnetic. I'll give you a special price. That's it. Okay, so this is just one of the things I wanted to throw in. If you want to learn the type of content that sells your audience right away on your offer. Okay, so that is just one thing, magnetic profile. Now, while we are talking about this topic, about the type of content you should be creating, I also want to talk about this one thing. It is also about the topic, the type of content you should be creating as well. So I know that a lot of people, when they are trying to sell their offers, they just try to sell the transformation, right? So along with that, you also want to show what is the process like. Show the process. What is the process like when you're working with your clients, right? So you might have seen these types of posts on my Instagram where I'm sharing a client case study, or I'm sharing how we reached this result, and then I'm sharing the story where I'm going into the details, how I took them from this thing, this doubt, or this whatever, right? How I took them from this to this, right? Where I'm actually showing how it is to work with me. Like that gives a kind of like an idea of what it is to work with me. Your high ticket clients also want to see how it will be to work with you, right? So that is one of the things that I want you to add as a content idea as well. If you don't have that, I know that you wouldn't have this type of content going on. So start adding this type of content, okay? Then next, one piece that is so important is confidence in charging high. So if you are just increasing your prices but you don't believe in that, it wouldn't work for you. Your audience, your ideal clients, actually they want to see that you know how much of an ROI this brings for your audience. They want to know ROI not just in terms of, because if your niche is not a business niche, right, it wouldn't always be about the money ROI. I teach 3 types of ROI inside the Clients Accelerator. I'm going to teach that in the sold out launches. I have all of those slides created, so I'm going to teach that there are 3 types of ROI, which is why it's not just about the money that they'll make back. It's more about the other things as well, like I don't know how to share it without actually revealing the whole thing, but this is one of the things that you want to share. Let me see, just a minute. So your audience wants to see the kind of ROI, like, you are more clear about this, because I want to tell you that high ticket clients, they actually know exactly what they are looking for. So for example, if you are in the if you have, let's say, $10,000 to invest in business, would you just invest in every offer you look at, or would you be very specific about, like, this is what I'm looking for, right? So high ticket clients, they actually know specifically what they are looking out for. So if they actually reach out to you, they would know exactly what they are looking for, which is why you want to know exactly what your offer is about. What is the clear transformation? They know what they want, which is why you need to have a very clear transformation, and you want to share the tangible outcomes. Even if you have very intangible outcomes, I know, and I'm going to share that inside TCA, inside the sold out launches, which is starting from 14th Feb. It's releasing from 14th Feb, and so you can actually share, even if your niche is an intangible and the result is an intangible outcome, you can still come up with tangible outcomes, and you can share that to show them how much it's not only affecting just one area of your life, it's also affecting other things in your life and other human beings in your life as well, right? So that is very important. So you are sharing a clear transformation, you are sharing tangible outcomes to show them how much. And this actually, more than just sharing, what I see is that when people are trying to sell high ticket offers, they are trying to sell the features, because if they have just pivoted from selling low ticket offers, and they are like, okay, now I'm going to make it high ticket, right? Now I'm going to increase the price. Then what I see is that people just try to sell the features, like, this is what you get. You don't want to focus on what you get. Your audience doesn't get, your high ticket clients, they don't care about what they get, they care about the transformation. So focus on the transformation and the tangible outcomes. That is more important. Okay, so I was talking about confidence in charging high. So if you have shifted from a low ticket price to a higher ticket price, it's really important that you believe in that. And a really cool hack to believe in your high ticket price is to think of your offer as a much higher priced offer, and believe in that higher price than at the price that you're selling. So for example, the Clients Accelerator program, when I was selling it as $947, I believed and I knew that this is a $2,000 offer. And then when that belief was like too much, like I cannot sell it at $947, I increased it at $1,887. Okay, and I'm going to increase it at $5,000. So now, right now, when I'm selling it at $1,887, I believe and I know that the value that I'm giving is actually $5,000 or more. So I believe my offer to be a $5,000 offer. So when I sell it at just $1,887, I know that it's a no-brainer. So that is the energy I sell it with. Do you see the energy shift? What the energy shift happens when you believe that it's so much more? And compare it to when you are not even confident, when you've just shifted your price from a low ticket to a high ticket offer. You would be, if you have those self-doubts that I don't even know if this will sell, like who will pay me this, all of that is going to be so different. And the energy that you'll see, people can smell that energy, right? So the energy that people will be able to see through that will be so much different than at the price, than when your mindset is about like, this is literally no-brainer, right? That will sell your offer. That is the confidence I want in your high ticket offers. Okay, so we've talked about a few things, and the last thing that I want to talk about is, if someone still asks you about a sales call, like I want a sales call, right? What would you do? So I don't see a lot of people actually reaching out to me. I think I've only had 1 or 2 people reach out to me to ask me like, I want a sales call. but that doesn't happen to me very much. But when it happens, I have a script. I just start the voice note and I say to them, I'm so sorry, I don't do sales calls anymore, but I understand that you want to do your due diligence to understand if this offer is perfect for you or not. So I understand that, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to answer any and all questions that you might have. So hit me up with your questions. What is your question? And I will be here to answer all of them. Just use this voice note to ask me all of it, and you wouldn't even feel like we are not on sales call. That is what I would say to them. And it's so easy to just chat right then and there at your own timing, rather than getting on a one hour call and trying to pitch to them. Another thing that I want to say, and this is how I do it, and I want you to experiment with this, and this works for me, okay? So when someone asks me a question, I just state the facts. I just state the facts, like this is what is true. I wouldn't tell them that, yes, this is perfect for you, you should join it before this date, etc. I'm not being desperate when I'm sharing it. And that is one of the things that I don't have at all, because of the whole conditioning that I've gone through, because I've been in business for a long time. So I've learned this thing. I've learned this skill when I'm not desperate, right? But what I'm trying to say is that when someone asks me something, like I'll give you an example. Just a few days ago, one of my ideal clients, she asked me about my story sales program, and she was like, I don't plan my stories ahead of time. I just go with the flow. So will this still work for me? And the answer that I gave for her is that literally this is true, that I don't do it as well, because I have the messaging figured out. I don't have to plan my stories. So I was like, that is exactly how I work as well. I don't plan my stories as well. But when you join the story sales, I'll show you 3 different ways to do your stories. So if you want to plan, I'll show you that. If you want no plan at all, I'll show you that. And if you want something in between, I'll show you that as well. Like that's it that I shared with her. That is just stating facts. I'm not like, okay, because she asked me, is this perfect for me? And I'm not the one to make that decision for her. I know that my clients are self-led. My ideal clients are self-led, and they can make their decisions themselves. They don't need me to do that for them, right? So I always just state the facts. If you had a conversation with me, you would see that I only state the facts. I'm not like, you have to join, something like that, or this is the last date. Like, I don't do that, okay? But I do follow up. If there's a last date coming up and you reached out to me and you didn't join before that, I would actually remind you, because I do believe that life happens, that people forget, that business people are busy, especially high ticket clients. They are busy, and this is coming from my own experience. Even if I am trying to join someone's program, I'm not watching all of their stories. I'm not doing it because I don't have time for it, or I just don't care, because I know that this is the right person for me. So I don't need to check all of their stories. So this is coming from my own experience, that I know that I myself don't have time to go through all of that to actually know that this is the last date and all of that. So I will reach out, follow up with a genuinely following up that yes, this is the last date, without attaching any desperation or need to it. This is the last date because we discussed previously. If you have any questions, we can go through that, and then we can have you join if this is right for you. That's it. Like, this is how I follow up. So I do follow up, but I don't, when someone asks me a question, I'm not like, okay, yes, this is right for you. Like, I'm not being desperate. I'll just state the facts, and then the decision is up to them. This is how it works for me, and this is how I have those high ticket clients sign up with me. And if like you try out this thing, and if it doesn't work for you, add a few things, experiment with it to figure out what works for you and what works for you with your ideal clients. How does your ideal clients, how do they react, right? And then come up with your own system of like, this always works for me, and I'm going to use this when this happens, if else, that kind of thing, right? Okay, so let me just recap what all things we discussed. So one is building and showing your demand. Second is very powerful content that shows your authority, that builds your authority. And you want to show, not tell, through your content. Because when you are not going on sales calls, your content has to do that heavy lifting of building that kind of trust, so much authority that they are just literally sold right then and there that this is the right person for me, and they don't need anything else. They don't have any doubts that you can help them, right? That is the type of confirmation, that is the type of certainty you want to exude through your content, so that people don't even feel that they need to go on sales calls. They are literally just sold right then and there. That is what you want. So that is the type of content you want, and the magnetic profile is going to teach you that type of content. So if you want to learn that, you can send me a DM, magnetic. But we talked about powerful content, build and show demand, confidence in charging high, confidence so much that your audience can see that yes, it's like your energy should show that it's a no-brainer, right? That kind of thing. Then clear transformation. You should know, because your ideal audience, the high ticket clients, they actually know exactly what they are looking out for, right? So you want to know exactly, have a clear transformation and show the tangible outcomes of your program, right? And if someone asks for a sales call, I give you the script. That's it. Build that confidence right from the way you show up. You want to show that type of confidence. I wrote this in my notes. And you want to show that type of confidence through your content itself, that actually just show that I'm the right person for you. That type of confidence your profile and your content should show. That is what high ticket clients are looking for. And when that is visible, you don't need a lot of followers, you don't need anything else. You just need to, like, if they have a few questions, high ticket buyers are also one of the things about high ticket buyers. They just have a few questions because they are very specific about the things that they want. And when you can answer it very clearly, like, this is the thing, this is how we do it, etc., and you answer it and it answers that question, they just have one or two questions, no more than that, and they are completely sold, and they are like, okay, this is perfect for me. Like, from those two questions they can make the decision that I'm in or I'm not in, and that's it, right? So this, when you find a high ticket client, you would know through the questions they ask, through the way they interact with you, and you would know how to sell to them exactly inside the DMs, because I shared with you my own experience and all of it, right? So this is what you want. Your profile should exude that. You should be showing demand, build that kind of authority, and have that confidence. You use clear transformation, show clear transformation. That is all combined will help you sign high ticket clients without needing to go on a sales call. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share today. I'm so excited for everyone who showed up over here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.